Round 10 of the Supercars Championship takes us to regional New South Wales for the biggest race of the year, the Bathurst 1000. 160 kilometres west of Sydney and just a few minutes drive from the centre of Bathurst is the Mount Panorama Circuit. First opened in 1938, this circuit has hosted everything from hill climbs to pre-Formula 1 Grand Prix and motorcycle races. Supercars first came here in 1963 when the category was still known as the Australian Touring Car Championship. Originally known as the Bathurst 500 mile until 1973 when the event changed to 1,000 kilometres in distance. This came as Australia moved from the imperial system to the metric system. Being an enduro event, our regular 24 drivers will be paired up with co-drivers to take on this 1,000 kilometre race. For more information about this year's driver pairings and wildcard entries, check out our video about this year's lineups. Unlike other rounds where drivers will be competing for a generic trophy often named by a sponsor, here drivers will be competing for the Peter Brock Trophy, named after the legendary Peter Brock who won this race a record 9 times, including in 1979 when Peter, paired with Jim Richards, won by 6 laps ahead of second place. The winner's trophy was named in Brock's honour after his passing in 2006. We could talk all day about the history that surrounds this circuit, but that would be better suited in another video. Along with the race, a big draw card for this event is a legendary top 10 shootout, giving the top 10 drivers in qualifying an opportunity to set the best time they can on a clear and empty track, an opportunity to grab pole position in this high pressure environment. Another huge part of the Bathurst experience is fans camping at the track. Looking beyond the circuit, you will see thousands of campsites surrounding the track, with almost everyone camping at the circuit. Nicknamed the mountain for a reason, with a whopping 174 metres difference from the lowest part of the track to the highest. Travelling in an anti-clockwise direction, this track is 6.2 kilometres long and hosting of 23 corners. Many of them blind with concrete corners, there's not many opportunities here to make a mistake. Also hosting a challenge for teams engineers, having to set up a car that can be fast down Conrod, through the Chase, across the main straight and back up the mountain, but with enough downforce and nimble enough to be glued to the track across the top. Like many legendary tracks from around the world, Mount Panorama doesn't have corner numbers, rather corner names, such as Hell's Corner, Griffin's Bend, The Cutting, Rita McPhillamy Park, Skyline, The Dipper, Forest Elbow, and The Chase, just to name a few, with each corner having their own legendary story behind their names. Expect a high chance of safety cars here, as hard concrete walls are never far away, ready to ride off a car at any moment. In the past, it hasn't been uncommon for cars to be withdrawn from the race after a heavy crash in practice or qualifying. Last year saw a victory for first-time winners Brodie Kostecki and Todd Hazelwood, topping a difficult season at Erebus, followed home by the 2 888 racing cars. The Chevs seem to be strong here in the Gen 3 era, with last year seeing only 4 Fords finishing within the top 10, with the highest Ford being Cam Waters and James Moffat in 4th. Supercars has been tweaking the parity between Ford and the Chevrolets in the hopes of levelling the playing field ahead of Bathurst. Some changes were tested at the Bend 500 with the possibility of more tweaks between the events. Like the last round, this is an endurance round, consisting of 6 one-hour-long practice sessions, with practice 2 and 5 reserved for co-drivers only, 1 qualifying session that will set the grid from 11th to 27th, a top 10 shootout, a warm-up and finally 1 race for 161 laps, totaling more than 1,000 kilometres race distance. As always, all times are local track time, Australian Eastern Time. Starting on Thursday the 9th with practice 1 at 1:20pm, followed by practice 2 at 4:50pm. Moving on to Friday, practice 3 will be at 10am, with practice 4 at 1:05pm, followed by qualifying at 4:10pm. Saturday will kick off with practice 5 at 10:05am, followed by practice 6 at 1:10pm, rolling into the top 10 shootout at 5:05pm. Sunday starts with a 20-minute warm-up at 8:30am. And finally, race 27, the Bathurst 1000, starting at 11:45am for 161 laps. This weekend, Supercars will be supported by Super 2, V8 Super Utes, Porsche Carrera Cup Australia, Toyota GR Cup, and Touring Car Masters. For those watching at home, you can watch all the on-track action starting on Thursday morning with Foxtel and KO. For free-to-air followers, Channel 7 and 7 Plus will be picking up the feed on Friday morning. Please note, Channel 7's free-to-air coverage may be shorter than Foxtel, KO or 7 Plus's coverage. You may need to check your local TV guides. For New Zealand fans, you can follow all the action on Sky Sports. International fans can watch on Superview. Moving into the championship standings, Brock Feeney's lead has been cut down but still leads from Matt Payne and Will Brown. After the results from the Bend, more drivers are now mathematically safe into the finals. These drivers are Matt Payne, Will Brown, Cam Waters, Chaz Mostert and Brodie Kostecki. Continuing down the top 10 and drivers who are not yet locked into the finals, we have Anton De Pasquale, Ryan Wood, Thomas Randall, and our driver at risk is Kai Allen. Allen is only 18 points clear of Andre Heimgartner in 11th. Every driver down to David Reynolds in 18th, this is their last opportunity to grab one of the 4 remaining spots in the top 10 before the finals start. The only other way to make the first round of the finals in Gold Coast without making the top 10 is to win the Endurance Cup. Speaking of the Endurance Cup, Brodie Kostecki leads with 300 points, followed by Cam Waters in second with 276. Matt Payne follows in third with 254 points. Well, that's our short preview of round 10. Enjoy this weekend's racing in Bathurst.